look at the latest in yuppie gadgets from the functional to the frivolous from the Sharper Image mail order business. All of that on Monday's edition of Evening Magazine. From the Charlestown Navy Yard, as we commemorate Memorial Day, welcome to Evening Magazine. I'm Sarah Edwards.
And I'm Barry Nolan. Coming up next, a story about the latest in yuppie toys. Stay with us.
Hope everybody's been having a relaxing Memorial Day weekend. We certainly have. Yeah. And Bear, you know, I was doing a little thinking this weekend.
Yeah?
It's too bad life has gotten so complicated. It's so tough to keep up with the Joneses these days, don't you think?
Very philosophical, yes.
Well, you know, you have to have all the latest gadgets, the most up-to-date Cuisinart, the radio that you play in the shower, the CD player.
I hate to admit it, but I suppose I feel a little left out because I don't have a car phone.
Oh, yeah?
I've thought of pretending like I do with an old cordless, but I don't.
I'd like to see that, Bear. Well, right now we're going to meet the creator of a mail-order business that specializes in toys for adults. Evening's Jan Yanni Hero has the story.
Would you care to sink a few on a $100 mini pool table? Or how about getting Junior into aerobics early with the newest futuristic kid-powered vehicle? An electronic flea collar for Rover? You can find them all in the Ultimate Yuppie Toy Magazine, with enough gadgets to keep James Bond happy.
I don't think anybody needs what the Sharper Image sells, but that's not the point of the Sharper Image. The point is that they really want the products that we sell.
Richard Thalheimer knows all about selling people what they want but don't need in the fastest growing mail order catalog in the country. The Sharper Image specializes in consumer electronics, exercise equipment, and a selection of 120 products each month, from functional to frivolous, like this $1,600 home robot. Sales this year are expected to top $130 million. And 38-year-old Thalheimer, President, Chief Executive Officer, and founder of the company, is jumping for joy about it.
I had this feeling when I was much younger that there were so many things in life I wanted to play with and own that I had to have a lot of money in order to get them. I hate to admit this, I suppose, but partly when I was in high school, I remember I wasn't one of the best looking or one of the most athletic guys, and one of the reasons I worked so hard when I got out of school and out of college was to prove to the world that I could do something really special.
Sharper Image.
The Sharper Image started 8 years ago and is headquartered here in downtown San Francisco. It all began when Richard placed a small ad in a runner's magazine for a $29 digital watch. He made $300. He then placed a bigger ad for a $69 watch. This time he made $300,000. Today, the Sharper Image is a $100 million a year business.
It's a funny story. My father said to me, he said, "Can you do that every year for the next 10 years? I said, "Dad, I don't want to do that. I'd rather take a chance on making nothing next year and having a business that's twice as big." That's always been my attitude, is being willing to pass up short-term gains for long-term. Promise.
It's always been Richard's dream to make $1 million in business. He graduated from Yale University and went on to law school in San Francisco, where he sold office supplies to support himself. But when he came up with the mail-order watch idea, Richard knew he'd hit on something big.
The idea really was to find something that wasn't available everywhere and to advertise it so that people wanted it. It was a great watch, but you have to make people realize when something is great. And I had that knack.
Part of the Sharper Image challenge is to be first to unveil hot new products. So Richard and part of his 400 employees examine hundreds of items.
This is a great looking product.
This is the only motorized skateboard manufactured in the United States.
Wow. I love wheeled vehicles.
A committee of his buyers present the most enticing contraptions to Richard, who makes the final decision on what goes in the catalog. And Richard also has a self-appointed responsibility to try the products out.
Playing with the products and the toys, that's the fun part. The secret to my business is I have no favorite products. Even though I own a lot of them and I enjoy them all, I have to keep looking for what's next.
So what is it, a gut-level feeling that you have, the
That's all it
Midas
is.
touch?
Intuition. People come into offices, they show us lots of products, and I have to be able to say, yes, this will sell and that won't sell.
So what are the biggest sellers? Well, how about an $8,000 jukebox or the float phone? It's a cordless phone that floats in your bathtub to your hot tub. But my favorite is this $1,600 getaway chair. It reclines, it massages you, and it gives you stereo.
Richard's knack for picking what will sell created a demand for sharper image stores, where customers are encouraged to play with the products. And of course, there are the catalogs, slicker than ever. A full-time, state-of-the-art production studio snaps together full-color catalogs that reach 1 out of every 10 yuppie homes a month. As for Richard, he's enjoying life in Marin County with his wife, Elise. He's also testing toys that'll make urban professionals rush to fill out their mail order forms. But for a grown-up kid who once dreamt of being a millionaire, there's still room for even a sharper image.
Once upon a time, I wanted to have a successful business like JSNA, a mail order company. Then I wanted to have a successful catalog like Roger Horchow. And now I look at Leslie Wexner, and he has a $2.5 billion company, The Limited. And I think, gee, I could do that. He's 10 years older than me, but 10 years ago, he was just where I am now.
This month's catalog features a scale that will tell you the bad news. Gee, my mother will do that free of charge. By the way, there is a Sharper Image store in Boston near Quincy Market. Their most popular item is a miniature pool table. It's definitely a place for people who have everything.